mysteries, myths, and legends. And oh my god, a bee! Even back in high school, I remember people were starting rumors all the time. There was even this one rumor about me still liking Pokemon in high school. That totally wasn't true. Come on now, do any of you really believe that? You don't believe that, do you? No. The same still holds true for the Pokemon universe. There have been multiple rumors, myths, and legends about Pokemon, from Pika Blue to Pika U. Most of those myths, legends, and rumors were pretty stupid, but believe it or not, some of them are actually believable. And tonight I'm going to be listing my top 10 Pokemon myths, legends, and rumors. Back in the first generation of Pokemon, there were originally 151 Pokemon, right? Wrong! There were 151 Pokemon that we knew about. The developers had already created Generation 2's Pokemon as well, which explains why we see Ho-Oh in the first episode of the anime. So how many Pokemon did they really plan ahead? In Pokemon Red and Blue, it is thought that we were even given a hint to a Pokemon that wouldn't be revealed until the 5th generation. By talking to a girl just outside of the rock tunnel, she says, "Pokemon here are so shiny. There should be a pink one with floral pattern." The Pokemon she was hinting at was Munna, who looks exactly how the girl describes. Pink, like Pepto-Bismol, chunky, just look at them hips, girl, they don't lie, and has the floral pattern to make her ass smell fresh 24/7. So if this is true, Nintendo already had 5 generations of Pokemon planned 12 years ahead. But if they're so good at planning ahead, why didn't they see the failure of the Wii U sales coming? Good going, Nintendo. If you're familiar with the Pokemon trading cards at all, you'll know that there are common cards, uncommon cards, and rare cards.
Rare card.
Apparently, there's a special Golbat card in the Fossil series. If you hold it up to the mirror in the dark, then you can see blood in the reflection of Golbat's mouth. It is said to be a really rare card and worth a lot of money. Never worked when I tried it though, so either I have a non-rare card, or I just stood in my bathroom with the lights off like a dumbass. Well, maybe we can call upon Biggie Smalls while we're here instead. Back when Pokemon first came out, the internet wasn't around. As kids in school, any rumors we heard about Pokemon we just chose to believe. We were just kids, we'd believe anything. One of the most popular rumors was about the player being able to find Mew behind a truck. According to the myth, if you went to the truck near SS Anne and used strength on it, the truck would move and a Pokeball containing a Mew would appear where it was. Being the ignorant kid I was, I started a new game and hurried to the truck to try it out for myself. I tried using strength, nothing. I tried slashing the tires, nothing. I tried making love with it, nothing. As usual. Turns out this truck is just an Easter egg. This wasted hours of my childhood that I'll never get back! I had better things to do back then, like watch Dora or make fun of that stupid baby face on Teletubbies. Thanks a lot, troll that made this crap up. Ever notice how some Pokemon look like they should evolve into something different? No, I'm not talking about Pokemon fusing together to make a totally new Pokemon. That would be ridiculous. I'm talking about Butterfree's evolution line. It's simple. Caterpie evolves into a Metapod and then into a Butterfree, right? Wrong! Take a good look at Venonat. Now look at Butterfree. Notice anything similar? No, not that they're both crackheads. They both have the same eyes, mouth, and even color. Maybe, originally, Venonat was supposed to evolve into Butterfree, and Metapod was supposed to evolve into Venomoth. Maybe they were changed by accident by some drunk developer. The world may never know. In the first generation of Pokemon, a place known as the Pokemon Mansion is a descript burned down mansion on Cinnabar Island. Kinda like the Playboy Mansion minus the skanks. Except for Ditto. With that face, he's ready to do anything. And I mean anything. Amongst the rubble and the wreckage, there's information that the scientist who once worked there obtained a Mew and attempt to clone it. but failed many times. It is believed that these failed attempts to clone Mew became the Pokemon we know as Ditto. Either that, or Ditto was made by Pinkie Pie having diarrhea. Mew and Ditto have multiple similarities, such as, they both share regular and shiny colors, they both are the only two Pokemon who know Transform. This is proof of a relation, as Transform isn't a TM, so Mew knows the move naturally. They both have the same weight as well. They both can learn every move, but in Ditto's case, only temporarily of course. It would also explain why we can find wild Dittos in the Pokemon Mansion, where they actually attempted to clone Mew. As well, in Cerulean Cave, you run into more Dittos the closer you get to Mewtwo. So is there actually a relation here? Could this rumor be true? Maybe we'll find out in the future. Team Rocket first tried to recover the Silph Scope to capture a ghost Pokemon, but why would they need a ghost Pokemon, you might be asking? Giovanni created Mewtwo with the help of his scientists so that he could try and use Mewtwo to take over the world.
Of course!
He knew Mewtwo would be strong enough to take over the world, and he wanted to keep him under his control. So he wanted to capture a ghost Pokemon to injure Mewtwo, because as we all know, ghost types are strong against psychic types. After that failed, as a last-ditch effort, Giovanni tried to recover the Master Ball to keep Mewtwo contained and under control so that he wouldn't destroy the world. He just wanted to take it over, not destroy it. Jeez, is that so bad? About 150 years before the Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal's game events happened, a lightning bolt struck the western tower in Raticate City. Hercraxtinx City, also known as the Brass Tower, where Lugia resided. It was engulfed in flames and raged for 3 days. Got that? 3 days. A sudden downpour finally put out the blaze, but the Brass Tower had already burnt to the ground. 3 nameless Pokemon perished in the fire, but Ho-Oh descended from the sky and resurrected them. It is unknown whether these 3 Pokemon that died and got resurrected by Ho-Oh were already a Suicune, Raikou, and Entei, or whether Ho-Oh actually reincarnated them from 3 non-legendary Pokemon. It is possible that the 3 Pokemon that died in the tower were Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, burned to death and resurrected into 3 legendary beasts. When you encounter your rival in Lavender Town, it asks whether you know what it's like to have one of your Pokemon die. At this point in the game, he no longer has his Raticate that he used in previous battles. Your rival battle before this took place aboard the SS Anne. Your rival's Raticate sustained serious injuries from the battle, but because of crowding and confusion on the luxury liner, he was unable to make it to a Pokemon Center in time, and the Raticate passed away. The real reason your rival is in Lavender Town to begin with is to lay his deceased friend to rest. Mere moments after he became the Indigo League champion, he was defeated by you. In the end, your rival is scolded by his grandfather, while you receive the professor's praise. During the course of the game, you crush your rival's dreams, and ultimately snatch away the love of his own grandfather. Oh, and by the way, your rival doesn't have any parents. He's an orphan. Still want to be the very best? In the beginning of the first Pokemon games, you start off the game with no father, and are the man of your household. Your rival, aka the douche, has no parents at all. The only adult man in your village, Professor Oak, trusts his most important research to you, a mere child. In fact, Kanto's men are mostly children or very old geezards. This just in, pedophiles are on the rise as well, for unknown reasons. The few men in their pride are tied up in gyms or in organized crime. A little weird, sure, but not that sinister until you meet Lieutenant Surge of Vermilion City, and he lets slip a little harmless comment about the war. Wait, war? War? Surge definitely went to war, but he's no old soldier. He looks pretty young, about the age your character's dad would have been. Could Kanto have just seen the end of a long, bloody war? Are you and your rival members of the first generation to live in peace? If you remember, in the very first episode of the Pokemon anime, Ash gets struck by lightning while being chased down by a flock of Spearow. Some people believe that the accident actually put Ash into a coma. Days later, he was found and hurried to the hospital and treated with heavy medications, which is why Team Rocket became less menacing. The medication took effect and stabilized his coma dreams, so that instead of being terrifying, they became less threatening, allowing him to live out his Pokemon Master fantasies. After the beginning episodes, The series is the result of Ash's subconscious mind, fulfilling his desires, as well as attempting to escape reality. Should Ash realize he's in a coma, he would wake up, but suffer brain damage. So he must take down all of his mental barriers one by one, until he can come to grips with who he is and escape his coma. The coma in fantasy also explains why he doesn't change much physically. It also explains how a child can go off on his own into a world full of dangerous, untamed animals, and why every town has the same police officer and every Pokemon Center has the exact same Nurse Joy. Joy and Jenny he knew from his hometown, and they act as a safety net, allowing him to feel safe no matter where he goes. Joy and Jenny represent stability. Ash has issues with his father for leaving his family and never returning, so he put him atop of the evil corporation and demonized him, because many believe that Giovanni is actually Ash's father. Ash likely feels that the split between his parents was partially his fault, but also partially blames his father. The split caused his mother to move out of the city down to Pallet Town, and is one reason Ash initially embarks upon the journey, to escape the turmoil at home. You may also recall that early in the show there were animals and references to animals. For example, the fish in the aquarium of Cerulean City Gym and the Pokedex list Pikachu as rat-like. This could be a sign of Ash's mind deteriorating. As he's in the coma, he's losing concepts of some animals and machinery and replacing them with Pokemon. He also could explain things like electric Pokemon working as power generators. These are signs that his memory of the old world is slipping more and more as time goes by. Ash may or may not be mentally deteriorating, but he is becoming more accustomed to his fake world's rules. The wild Pokemon are his rationalizations for the functioning of his created fantasy. If he doesn't know how it works, his mind says Pokemon. As we can see, Ash may well have been trapped forever in this world, but like every dream, like everything, there is a beginning and an end. What would happen if Ash never recovers? What if all of this is true and it's how the show will end? Would it mean Pokemon never existed and none of it ever happened? Maybe it was all just a dream after all.